I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya.
Rumor has it that Flagler County beaches will reopen today. This is Flagler Beach Police Chief Matt Downey.
That's not true. What is true is that the city of Flagler Beach and Flagler County officials are working on a plan to open beaches on a limited basis. We sincerely appreciate everyone's patience during the pandemic, and we're just asking folks to be just a little bit patient for just a couple more days.
A possible plan to reopen beaches in Flagler County is expected tomorrow. John Arking has a preview.
Flagler County convened a virtual meeting of key stakeholders on Saturday to review the latest public health guidance and have a discussion about actions required to proceed with a limited reopening of the entire length of the beach for exercise only on a trial basis. The exact details continue to be ironed out, and a formal announcement will likely be made on Tuesday. Florida Department of Health Flagler Administrator Bob Snyder.
This was a decision made by the county, Flagler Beach, the sheriff, police chief of Flagler Beach, public health officials, emergency management, and county and city attorneys. This was a group effort to do the right thing, especially in light of Jacksonville, St. John's, and Volusia County opening up their beaches. But we wanted to do it from a public health standpoint, stressing social distancing and for exercise and health and mental health wellness reasons only. And it'll be on a very limited basis.
County Administrator Jerry Cameron says they're trying to avoid the missteps of other jurisdictions, with a key goal being safety. He added that they don't want to string too many hours together at the beach, which could encourage day trippers to travel here from other areas. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arden.
I don't want to make this out to be us against them.
As trails in unincorporated parts of Flagler County reopen, they remain closed in Palm Coast. Mayor Melissa Holland explains the thinking.
We have a different set of thought processes in this moment, and that's okay. And we've just come to a different opinion at this time. That doesn't mean that the cities do not understand that we will, at one point, need to have a plan in place, and we do. I speak to my city manager every morning about it. What is the plan? What's that soft opening going to look like? What does that mean?
For now, she says they're heeding the advice of public health experts who say
this is just a little too early for their comfort level for our cities to do.
County Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord also weighed in.
There's nothing that says we can't do things differently sometimes. For something like parks or facilities, or whether or not someone opens or closes a specific government building, as long as we have open and honest discussions, we can disagree in those discussions, which is a good thing. It's the basis of our American governance system.
Flagler County Administrator Jerry Cameron has said if appropriate social distancing isn't practiced, they'll shutter trails again immediately.
What is Flagler Cares?
Here's a hint. In this time of the COVID-19 pandemic, the organization comes in very useful. With Carrie Baird as its executive director, the now 4-year-old agency advocates for and promotes health and wellness in the community.
We are going to pull together a collaborative of all of the health and human service agencies in Flagler County to respond to not the medical side of the pandemic, but the social and financial impact that pandemic has brought to our community.
Baird said that people who've never sought help from social service agencies are seeking it now in the wake of losing income. She said that with stay-at-home orders and people not able to work, more people than ever are in need from several agencies, and Flagler Cares will bring those agencies together. To listen to the interview with Carrie Baird of Flagler Cares, download the Flagler Radio app and then go to the Free for All Friday podcast. Tomorrow, there's one place to go for help. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
At a news conference Saturday afternoon, Governor Ron DeSantis announced the decision to keep K-12 schools closed for the remainder of the year. But how will that impact local Flagler County schools? This is Flagler County School Superintendent Jim Tager.
I think the positive of the governor making this decision and the commissioner of education is it maybe gives our families a sense that we know how we're going to operate for the rest of the school year, and I think certainly for our employees as well. I was a little worried about, in particular, if we were to start back up driving buses. A lot of our bus drivers are over 65, and just what that would look like.
Flagler Schools now turn to virtual learning to educate the students in Flagler County. How's the virtual classroom going so far?
Pretty good with virtual. We've got 13,000 students, and we have actually made contact with all of them except for 8. And the majority of them are doing a pretty good job online with their learning. So it's really, it's funny. It's not really about just the students at this point. Their parents and grandparents and brothers and sisters are all kind of helping them to kind of get through this.
School Superintendent Jim Tager said the governor's decision will bring peace of mind to the students' families and his staff. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Rich Carroll.
An elderly Palm Coast man is arrested after deputies say he pointed a BB gun at golfers. Tony Magoo has more.
A man who has no arrest history in Flagler County has got one now after a verbal confrontation escalated with some golfers who were apparently violating golf course regulations at the Conservatory Golf Course this weekend. Joining the conversation with us is Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
He went back inside his house, grabbed a replica AR-15, which turned out to be a BB gun, and pointed it at 7 golfers.
Deputies made contact with the suspect, 74-year-old John Robert Orr, who told deputies that he attempted to call the golf rangers, but when he couldn't reach them, he went back outside with the air rifle. Orr was arrested and charged with 7 counts of aggravated assault and booked into the Sheriff Perry Hall inmate detention facility where he's being held on a $2,500 bond.
If you have a dispute, call us. This incident could have had a significantly different ending.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.